Hi guys! Welcome to my channel. I'm Mrs. Buds, the Learning Mama. I make videos on how to make researching, homemaking, and mothering a little bit fun and easy. In this video, I'm going to share with you tips on how to start your research by coming up with your research topic. I'm gonna share 5 things to consider in coming up with your research topic. So, let's start. The first thing that you need to consider is your present field, where you are at the moment. So if you're a student, let's say for example you're a senior high and your current field is your strand, so that would be STEM, ABM, ICT, GAS, or sports or arts. And if you are in college, your field is your course, your present course: business administration, psychology, nursing, engineering. So whatever your course is, that is your field. If you're taking your master's, what specialization you are taking, that will be your field. If you are a professional like me, and if you are currently working and you are required to conduct research, your field will be your current profession, where you are at the moment. Therefore, if that is your field, then your research must be aligned to your present field. So for example, you are a STEM student, your research must be aligned to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. For example, you're a college and you're taking up psychology, the topics that you can come up with must be aligned to psychology as well. So example of that will be for mental health, psychological problems, family problems, societal problems, all things related to psychology. And if you are a professional, your topic must be related to your current profession. So if you're a teacher, then your research work should be aligned to teaching or to educational management and other principles. Next, second thing that you need to consider is that of your problem situation or the present situation in your field. So, for example, you are a STEM student and the problem situation that you have been observing at this time is that you cannot do laboratory works because you are just staying at home. Another example is that you are an ICT student and you've been observing that your classmates are finding it difficult to catch up with the lessons because they cannot go online most of the time, or they don't have these computers to work on for your ICT subjects. So these are just examples of problem situations if you are a student. Now, for example, if you are a professional, let's say you are a teacher, and what are the current problem situations that you encounter? It's difficult to reach out to the students and monitor their attendance, given that most of us here in the Philippines are in distant learning. So that's an example of a problem situation that you can observe around you in your present field. The third thing that you need to consider in choosing your research topic is that of your present interest or the things that you are passionate about. So going back to the previous examples, you are a STEM student, you're passionate about doing laboratory works, you're really passionate on mixing chemicals and experimenting and discovering something new. So that's your passion and that is your interest. Another example is that you are an ICT student, are interested and passionate in gaming. Next, number 4, think of your available resources. What do you have at the moment that you can use for your research? You need to have a good assessment of what you have and what you can give at the moment, especially for the students, and you have a limited time to comply and finish your research work. Think of the things that you already have and you could use for your research work. Again, going back to my previous examples, for that STEM student, you are really passionate about mixing chemicals, about doing laboratory works. So what do you have at the moment? Do you have a mentor who could monitor you? Do you have equipment at home? Do you know someone where you can get the chemicals that you need? Or are you allowed to do that? So these are the things that you need to consider. Another example for the ICT student, think of the available resources that you have. So let's say you have your laptop, gadgets, you have stable internet connection, then do you have mentors? Consider the subjects that you have at the moment. Consider your knowledge and your background. So these things can help you with your research work. Again, you need to know what do you have at the moment that you can use for your research. There are so many things that has changed over the year. And so the last thing that you need to consider is that what are the things that needs to be maintained. Although the research methods, data gathering procedures, the way of teaching, the way of finding your respondents, the way of talking to your respondents has changed, one thing remains, and that thing is keeping the ethical principle. So always consider your respondents, your subjects. How will you be able to keep the ethical principles while doing this research? Also, consider the reliability and the validity of your findings. At the end of your study, will you be able to prove your study reliable and valid? Think of these things. Consider this highly. These are the top 5. Number 1 is your field of study, your field of work. Number 2 is the problem situation or the current situation in your field. Number 3 is your passion and your interest. Number 4 is the things that are available to you or the available resources. And number 5, consider your subjects or your respondents. Consider how you will maintain the ethical principles and consider the validity of your findings. So that's the 5 things that you need to consider. So, an example of a research topic that we can come up based on the examples. So, for the senior high school student whose field is obviously science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and his situation is that there are no laboratories. They cannot go to school. They cannot conduct experiments. And he's passionate about really discovering something new. He's passionate about experimenting. And then the available resources is that he has a mentor who can supervise. He has the chemicals. He can have access to resources that to be mixed. And so the study can be related to still mixing chemicals. And so he can still pursue with that research topic of choice, that with experimentation, as long as of course, these are available to him. Another one is that of the ICT student whose field is obviously information communication technology. His problems is that his classmates cannot catch up with the lessons because they cannot go online. They don't have internet access. But he is passionate about online gaming, and his available resources is that they have a subject about mobile application programming, and he has a computer, he has this motherboard, he has all the gadgets, and he has internet connection. These are the available things to him. So the research topic that he can come up with is that of developing a software or an app that his classmates can use even offline. This software or this app contains all their lessons, easily accessible for their classmates. So he can come up with these topics for research. Next is for the professional, the teacher. Field is that of education. His problem situation is that she cannot monitor her students' performances, their attendance. She is passionate as well with developing apps and software, and then she have the available resources, so she can also explore creating apps and mobile apps and software to monitor her students' attendance in an online distance setup. So that's it. These are the things that you need to consider coming up with your research topic. I hope you are able to come up with your research topics easily with these 5 things. I hope you learned from this video, and I hope you liked this video. And if you do, please don't forget to give this a thumbs up and click on the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. And do follow me on Instagram at @the_learning_mama for more of my life learnings and random musings. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again next week. Bye!